Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This one's going to be for Kingsman, The Secret Service, and yeah, this movie stars Colin Firth, Mark Strong, Jono Davis, um, Jack Davenport, Samantha Womack, Mark Hamill, Valibor Topic, Sophia Botella, yeah, I believe that's how you say her name. Michael Caine, Samuel Jackson, and Taron Edgerton, Edgerton, Edgerton. I don't know, and Jeff Bell. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and then come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please do not comment down below or be messaging me. That never gave you a fair warning because, as usual, I did. And yeah, basically, Kingsman: The Secret Service, as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then rate. So basically, you have this kid called Eggsy, portrayed by Taron Egerton, and his dad used to be part of this thing called the Kingsman Secret Service. When he died, Colin Firth gave him this medallion basically that said and told him that if you're ever in trouble, call us and we'll get you out of trouble. So 17 years later in the future, you have this kid Eggsy. He's basically a street thug. He's he does petty crime. He steals cars. He gets into bar fights, the usual, and he goes to jail at one point, and he calls the number. You have Colin Firth, who basically takes him under his wing and trains him to be possibly the next Kingsman. And yeah, and just like everybody's been saying, a love letter to old classic spy films, mostly Bond, to be honest. And yeah, Matthew Vaughn, I believe he's the director, Matthew Vaughn. He's done some pretty kick-ass films, such as Kick-Ass and X-Men. I believe he directed one of the X-Men films, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's First Class, but I may be wrong. So yeah, so he knows how to direct action movies. Now he has stated that he's a huge fan of Bond films, and it does show through the way he created the film that he does love Bond films all the way through. Because this movie is a love letter to Bond films, from the way it's shot to everything. The way it's shot, the action and whatnot. I mean, yeah, the action it is modernized, but you do see some essence of Bond in it. I mean, so yeah, and it kind of pokes itself at times, saying that if this was in a movie, this would happen and whatnot. And it's pretty funny, they kind of take a shot at Bond, at Jason Bourne, Mission Impossible even, which is kind of funny because we have Bond and Mission Impossible coming out later this year. I mean, yeah, just have another Bourne Identity movie or Bourne movie, and we'd have complete package right there. I mean, we do have The Man from U.N.C.L.E. later this year, so yeah. I mean, yeah, overall, this was just a really fun movie. It was really great. Probably my second favorite movie of this year, I do have to admit. I mean, there's some great action. Though it's really funny. It's really comedic at times, and I mean, it's really hilarious. It's really hilarious at times, in my opinion. The acting is great. The writing is great, and just the way it's shot, the way everything it is. Even the music, it was actually pretty good in my opinion. I mean, overall, it was just a fantastic movie. It was a great movie. It was really fun. One thing that I really don't like about most spy movies is the fact that the villain, they always have this really convoluted way of killing a protagonist or one of the main characters. For example, I believe it was in Doctor No, in one of James Bond movies, or Goldfinger, or whatever, where you have the laser going up James Bond. You really have you always have these elaborate plot. The villains always seem to have this elaborate plot. You're trying to take out the main character. In this movie, you don't have that. I'm not gonna say who dies, but you basically have Samuel L. Jackson. He just straight up shoots a guy in the head, and I'm like, finally, someone who would do logically what I would do if I was a villain. I just shoot them in the head. And there, I'm done. I don't have to deal with them anymore. I mean, it's a clear-cut way. They're not gonna survive, especially if you shot them in the head. I mean, especially the forehead. I mean, yeah, here they may survive. Here they may survive. But if you just shot them straight through the head, problem solved. You even have and of course, in order for it to be a love letter to Bond films, you need to have the villains who have this weird disformation or just weird abnormality. I mean, if you guys remember, there's in Bond you had the guy who had the hats that cuts everything. And then even in Austin Powers, you had I forget his name, but he was a midget, and then you have the other guy who was kind of like was kind not, I don't want to say retarded or whatever, but he had like this weird face. I forget his name. So yeah, and here you have Samuel L. Jackson. He's a villain. He kind of has his lips where he kind of talks like this. If you know what I mean. Like shit. Why don't they kill this motherfucker? Just kill them motherfuckers. And how the fuck is this kid still dead? He kind of talks with the lisp. Then you have his like henchwoman, because it's a woman. Yeah, you have his henchwoman, and she's called Gazelle, and now I know why she's called Gazelle. It's because she has these legs that turn into blades, and it's just like, what the fuck? In the beginning, she slices a guy right in half, like straight through the middle, just like this. So yeah. Also, one more thing, it's based on a comic book called Secret Service. I happen to have issue 6 of the comic book. So yeah, I mean it's a 6-issue miniseries. I'm gonna see if I can pick up a volume or the other 5 issues or whatever, because it's a 6-part miniseries. Yeah, I just happen to have the 6th part, and I got this before I even knew this movie was gonna come out. So yay. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a fantastic film. I mean, really, any complaints, anything about it. Let's see, did I have any complaints? No. Why? Because this was a fantastic movie. Stay for the credits, because there's even an end credit scene. Overall, just a great movie. Fantastic love letter to Bond. There. So yeah, I'm pretty sure by the end of the year, I'm gonna be making a versus matchup between Bond, Kingsman, Uncle, and Mission Impossible. Because that's basically the 4 spy movies we're going to have this year. We're going to have Mission Impossible 5, Spectre, which is like the 25th Bond film. We already have Kingsman, and then we're going to have The Man from Uncle, which the trailer looks pretty good. I actually want to review the trailer later on. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, we're going to have 4 espionage films this whole year. So that's pretty good. And I want to make a versus matchup between all of them. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. I wonder who's gonna win. For me, so far Kingsman, but then again, Bond is a classic. Mission Impossible is pretty good for the most part, it's pretty good. And The Man from Uncle, I heard it's based on a TV show, so I don't know. And that one stars Henry Cavill or Henry Cavill, depending on how you pronounce it, Cavill or Cavill. So yeah, I mean overall, pretty fantastic movie. My second favorite movie of this year. The second only to Shamitab, which is an Indian film, which I absolutely loved. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, 10, any day, 10 out of 10, fantastic movie, that's all I have to say. So yeah, and I saw 4 movies this weekend, at least in theaters. In total, I saw 7 movies. But this weekend, I saw 4 movies. I saw my second favorite movie of this year, and I also saw probably my least favorite movie of this year, the worst movie of this year. Yeah. So I saw, so I had polar opposites. Probably one of the best movies of this year. Right now, it's number 2. Coupled with the worst movie of this year, which I gave the worst score I've ever given on my channel. It's 0.5. The lowest I've ever given a movie was 3 out of 10. This one takes cake, because it's now 0.5. That's a movie to beat, at worst. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below your thoughts on Kingsman. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.